Bloopers. Saw him dancing there by the record machine. Knew he must have been about 23. Otherwise, it'd be a minor. And that would be weird. And honestly, 23 is still a little young.
Very young. Very young.
I like a man whose frontal lobe is developed.
Yeah.
Emotional maturity. We can fall in love.
Yeah.
I love rock and roll, but not a time in the jukebox, baby.
I was wondering where you went with this one.
I love rock and roll. We kind of lived it back to the original song. And that's the whole thing with the podcast. We do be looping.
We do be looping.
We do be looping. This is Loopers.
Loopy doop.
We start one place. We end somewhere else. We loop back several times to the original topic, ideally. But sometimes we don't even do that.
What we're telling you is there's no rules.
There's no rules. It's just a podcast. Hey, you know how like places have secret menus? Like you hear about the Starbucks secret menu all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing news.
Uh-oh.
Dollar General has
I'm
a
out.
secret menu.
Of
What?
A secret menu of what?
They're not serving
It doesn't
food.
matter because you're already out. You've already made a snap judgment, so you're out.
I'm out.
Okay.
I love a good Dollar General.
This is the only one allowed to have an opinion now.
I'm still going to provide an opinion, but I'm out.
I'm not going to hear it.
Okay.
The best kept secret
Gonna make her listen.
until now. You can't make me listen to anything.
You just interrupted because you're listening to me. So.
Of my own volition, but you
Yes.
didn't make me do it.
Yep.
At Dollar General.
So easy to get in that head. Again, twice in less than a minute.
I do not hear you, and I will not answer you.
Proud of
I
myself.
don't like the tone.
You're welcome.
I'm not grateful. It's their penny list.
Huh.
It's the equivalent of a clearance section. The deal's website called Crazy Coupon Lady dishes about what's on the penny list each week. The list is actually a mistake. The company marks down certain items every week to a penny, and the store pulls them from the shelves, but staff shortages have made it possible for customers to grab the unheard of prices. Happy shopping.
Awesome.
So basically, it's like a default setting in the thing where they're like, hey, we're going to yank this product.
Yeah,
So-
Thursday morning they pull everything,
Yeah.
but Wednesday night,
But we
game
haven't
on.
hired people to actually pull it from the shelves, so it's just marked as a penny.
It sounds like it's about to expire, and they're just trying to get rid of it so you can take it home and ruin your stomach.
If you get food from Dollar General, but are you
Yeah.
getting food? Well, actually,
Yes.
I will say there was quite a long time where I was getting groceries from dollar stores, but I went to Dollar Tree.
Oh, yeah, don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
It's much
I don't
better.
fuck with this corporate bullshit of Dollar General.
When
What's
you
the
drop
difference?
an F word in the studio, it scares
It
me. We
freaks
just
you out.
we
I'm
just got
sorry.
off the air, and I
Yeah.
literally almost fell over.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, that's okay. Go ahead.
What's the difference
Wow.
between Dollar General and Dollar Tree?
Everything.
Class.
Honestly, standards,
Cleans.
quality. Well, they changed this somewhat recently, but Dollar Tree used to be like the actual dollar store. Like everything is
Okay.
$1, and Dollar General is just cheap, but they have things for significantly more than $1.
$5, $4.
Yeah.
Fair.
But Dollar Tree used to be like the dollar.
The thing
just
you get
straight
there
dollars.
is
Yeah.
household items, scrub, a thing to scrub your dishes
Sponge.
with, yeah, sponge or whatever.
Scrub Daddy.
Scrub Daddy, stuff like that. That's what I get.
Yeah.
Maybe household cleaner, like a bottle of multi-purpose cleaner or something.
When you don't have any money and you want a life, a dollar store is paradise. You go in there, you can find little decorations. You're like, oh my God, I get to afford aesthetic? Absolutely. Little plastic succulents. Let's go. It's going to collect dust in about 2 weeks, but that doesn't matter when it's 50 cents.
True.
Let's go. A Himalayan salt lamp. You can get those at the dollar store.
Because
Yeah.
those work.
They don't, but they're pretty.
They are pretty.
I
What are
mean,
they
like they
supposed to
work in
do?
that they light up.
What is it that they're supposed to do?
I think it's one of those like kind of crystal deals where like we say it vibrates
Just
at a
let it be in
certain
the room and-
frequency,
yeah.
and then like, but really it's just pretty, and we want an excuse for it.
Thinking about a rock vibrating is terrifying.
Wow, there's definitely going to be a market for crystal vibrators. I bet there's one already. Do you think I could look this up on a work computer?
Well, I got some benefits of the Himalayan salt lamp.
Yeah, read that while she looks for her vibrator.
Air purification,
Really?
negative ion generation,
What's the source on this?
mood and sleep improvement.
Who's saying this? According to
the
who?
people who are selling them, I'm sure.
You're right.
Allergy and asthma relief, and vibes.
I'd
That's seriously on the
Allergy and
list.
asthma relief. What?
It says by purifying the air, salt lamps reduce allergens and ease breathing issues.
Oh! I meant like I thought you were saying the source was like some website called Allergy and Asthma Relief.
Scientific verdict is nice to look at, not a miracle cure.
Yeah.
Everything's saying glass dildos. I'm not seeing a specific crystal vibrator. Also, owl though, because that would be a bouncing
I was gonna
rock.
say, yeah, there's a lot of jagged edges there.
But doesn't a glass? I've always thought like that seems awkward. Wouldn't you want a little movement in that thing?
I don't know.
Maybe a little skin type of feel. Glass is weird,
I've
and
never
it's
used
really
one.
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, but I've never even held
You don't
one.
know anything about my life.
I just think it's weird. I always thought I was like when I'd go in and buy dildos, I was like, man, that glass one looks weird.
Yeah, when you go in and buy dildos.
Well, listen,
I'd love for
I have
you to
significant
expound
others.
upon this story.
you don't want me to. Big Johnny.
Go on.
No,
No.
no going.
No, you introduced Big Johnny. No one asked you about that.
Exactly.
You were provoked. You volunteered that
You
information,
had your
and we would
own
like
out.
to know more.
I have never even went into a sex shop, so there's that.
Have you really never?
No, I have.
I was
tons
gonna
of times.
say,
Yeah,
that's
tons of times.
ridiculous.
No,
We work in radio.
I've had super hot girlfriends, and it's fun. Fun play. Fun toys. Adult toys. Damn, I feel awkward about this now.
It's because we're being quiet on purpose.
I can feel my face getting red. I'm literally
No, it's
sweating under my sweatshirt.
Well, then it's doing its job, I would argue.
I'm in the hot seat.
Have you been to a sex shop?
Yeah.
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 You gotta go when you're. You turn 18. What else are you doing?
I mean, it wasn't just that. It was
Praying.
like being paid to go there for work. So I was like, this is the
Oh, yeah.
best a talent fee I'm ever going to take.
I was going
in.
to say that had to
Yeah.
be radio.
What was
job.
it like? Porn star, like the porn star signing autographs or something? And
No, they would have like Memorial Day sales and have us come out. And it was amazing. I actually met one of my best friends there because he was working for one of the other radio stations, and he just came in because he was mentoring with them, and they told him to meet me. I don't know why.
Right.
So we were just hanging out, and it was kind of slow. So the guy goes, "Hey, you want to test some of this stuff out?" And I'm like, "What are we testing?"
How are we testing?
That's Big John.
So he was just like, "Hey, ask me about anything that's around," and I grabbed the 18-inch double-sided dildo, and I was like, "Mark would like to know about this a little bit more." And then he was like, "Okay, you know what that's for. Stop fucking with me." But
weapon.
then he was like, "Have you ever experienced a clit stimulator?" And I go, "Sir, no, I haven't specifically for me."
No, I still can't find my clit.
But they had like this little gel, and he was like, "Hey, just dab it on your finger and then put it on your tongue." And I was just kind of like, "Whoa,
You're just gonna
this
die.
this is
hit the
pretty intense." And then one of my street team members was there, and she tried it
On
her
her
tongue,
Yeah,
on her
okay. All right,
tongue,
I was making sure.
on her tongue, and she like I could see the light bulbs going off in her head, and she was just like, "Oh,
I'm gonna need to take one of these home.
There's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way. You know what? Because do you remember they used to have those fire and ice condoms
Yeah.
that had that weird like tingly lube? Terrible.
never tried them."
Nah.
Because
Me neither.
It felt like it might be an icy hot situation, and I was like,
it is.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It's
No,
not.
it's not good.
"Wait, you've never gotten icy hot
No,
on
I-
your junk on accident?"
Oh no, not on my
You've
junk.
gotten
Oh.
icy hot on your junk on accident?
Man, I had to use the
Not
bathroom.
lotion?
I had to use the bathroom.
Reaching for lotion.
Like,
it's
grabbed icy
I was
hot.
like, I did the whole knee treatment and all of that stuff. And
you went up a little high. Although I guess I shouldn't
Knees
sell you
right
short.
there.
Maybe you didn't go up high.
You calm down there.
Did the calf treatment.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah, I
doing.
was trying to treat my ankles.
I was
Just
doing,
bumped into it.
I was doing my knee treatment, and I thought I washed my hands enough, and then went to the bathroom and was like, "This is going to be an interesting 20 minutes."
I have rubbed my eye after like cutting, jalapenos or something. Same
That's
type of deal.
A different
That's
kind
different.
of
Oh,
but
is it
yeah.
different?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go home and test this out. I'll make a video and put it up on.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, Michael tests things.
Michael puts icy hot in his pee hole.
Oh, no.
Ew.
I like when I can
boy.
physically hurt you guys
Painful.
with words.
Yeah,
that makes me
doubled
feel
over.
painful.
No, I'm not gonna bring that back. You
Great
seem like you
news.
tortured yourself already.
There's a formula for the perfect day. We've talked about this on air.
We
Yeah.
did.
We should talk about it here.
I think we need to figure out our own perfect days, because that day that they described was very generic.
Yeah.
You want to know something a little cheesy, you guys? I've been having my perfect days.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
I
We get to do a
despise you.
Well, yeah. I was about to say, are you not? And then I realized, no, you're not.
Why is he not?
Because he's got a whole other job.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to wear
Got
like
the same
I get to do
situation.
this show, and then I go like
Oh yeah, I
do
forget
some
your
content
day
for
ends at
social
10.
media, or like I do some.
Maria
I mean,
skips out of the studio. And
My
gotta
day
talk to
does
anybody
not, in
else.
fact, end at 10. We know this job is forever and always, and I'm certainly doing more and more work as it progresses. But I really enjoy what I'm doing. So
Me too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm having some good days.
No, this is like the highlight of the day for sure.
It's like
I'll
hanging
admit
out with your
that.
friends. I mean, really, how lucky are we?
Right, like if we were friends.
You're right.
So your perfect day.
God knows we don't hang out outside of the studio. Plenty going on in here.
I can't take more of you. So
I understand. Me neither.
I'm tapped out already.
Trying to get away from myself.
Perfect day, according to a study. 1 hour for eating and drinking. Immediately,
Negative.
no.
Nope.
Yeah, we need more time.
Eating all
that.
day.
1.5 hours for socializing.
More.
And then it says 2 hours to hang out with friends. So that's redundant.
You can do socializing and not be with your friends.
Ain't that the fucking truth? But
Online.
I would argue that would equate then to 3.5 hours of socializing.
Just it needs to be a bigger number anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Another 2 hours for exercising.
no, drop that down.
14 hours a day for work. Great.
6 hours to spend with family. I don't know where they think that we have all this time.
Or family. My family lives in Washington State. I
Mm-hmm.
can't hang out with them.
Yeah, less than 15 minutes commuting to and from work.
That's the dream.
No, the dream is no commute.
Okay.
Have better dreams.
No.
I want to live in the building.
Here's the thing.
People are like, your dream job. I'm like, my dream is no job.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the dream. But work is going to be institutionalized for the next 30, 40
I would like
years.
to be institutionalized for the next
Need
34
that.
years.
Need that. But what I found for me when the pandemic was rolling, I hated being in my condo by myself. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Well, but those are also extenuating circumstances.
Very much so. But even when I would go out, it was still like, I need somewhere where I'm meeting new and different people on a regular basis. I needed something that wasn't walking around.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to talk to random people at a grocery store or in the
Yeah.
mall.
Yeah.
Like if I'm out at a bar and we're all watching the game, hey, like,
Yeah.
let's strike up a conversation. Some
Right.
of the best conversations I've ever had.
Sure.
But I get that at work. And it's really,
Yeah. We're spoiled.
we are.
We also
are.
get to shoot each other with Nerf guns.
Yeah, that was our boss's idea.
That was my idea.
Was it? Okay.
Fun fact.
He bought them then.
Yes. Oh, well,
Yeah.
my own money. What? No. Not from me. Not for you, you corporate shills. And then the last one is 1 hour for TV, phone, tablet, and computer.
1 hour?
So that's going to need to be 9 hours. I'm going to need more time for eating and drinking. I'm going to need no commute. I don't want a 6-hour workday. I don't want a workday at all. Yeah, these are not perfect days.
Sleep's not included in any of that day, is it?
That's
No.
Yep, they missed it.
Well, they're talking about the day, not the night.
weird that they say that's perfect when that is not perfect.
I'd argue
According
that
to the study.
getting a good nap in would make my day joyous.
I do like a nap.
And I'm talking like 3 hours REM, wake up,
Yeah.
just don't know where you are.
That's the
drool.
biggest issue with
Sounds
naps,
so
though.
good right
It's
now.
like I need like 3 hours to actually do it correctly because I need an hour just to wind my brain down. I need an hour for actual sleep, and then I need an hour for waking up and talking myself into getting out of bed. And you know that includes some phone scrolling. That includes a little tossing and turning.
Oh yeah, a little snuggle up.
Get a little
Just a little-
cozy. Ooh, a little cozy.
That rollover after the big
Oh,
sleep, and then
yeah.
you go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh!
Lord, is it Friday yet?
So good.
We're getting there. And even if it were, we would still have to wake up at 3:30 a.m. So is it Saturday yet?
That's true.
See, this is weird for me. The headline is Teen Predicts Future Husband at 14, Marries Him Later.
I saw that headline today. It's interesting.
Okay.
Was it-
Basically, I think they were kids and they were like, we're going to get married. And then they end up getting married.
Is it a guy or a girl?
The girl predicted it, I
The
believe.
girl predicted it. So there's a video. She says, play this at my wedding, Ava says in a video she made to her future self. This is me at 14 years old on December 8th on a Sunday in 2019. She's 14 in 2019. That hurts a lot. Okay.
Don't
Anyway.
do it, Ava. Don't do it.
We won't get into that. And I'm telling you, I'm a freshman, by the way, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to get married to Ben Otto, Benjamin William Otto, and you're going to play this at my wedding. Fast forward to last summer, and the couple, who are both 19,
A lesson on manifestation.
tied the knot.
19. Yikes. That's young.
They got married in August, and thanks to Ava's mom who recorded the video, it was played at their wedding. The bride says the guests were surprised but thought it was adorable.
No.
And that's exactly what it is.
Maris,
It's cute.
no.
This is cute. It's not grown up or adult, and I'm a little worried, but it's
cute. Yeah.
It's sounding like she didn't really take an opportunity to explore.
Correct.
She locked in on this guy and said, "This is going to be it."
Right.
This
She
is gonna
loved
be a
him.
lot.
This is my husband, but also you're 14.
Which
You have no fucking idea.
right? She has no concept of any other person.
Whatever about her. We're not even talking specifically about her.
Yeah.
This is the general. Like at 14, you have no fucking clue who you want to be your husband because you have no concept of what a marriage actually is. At 19, you don't have a concept. Fuck, in your 20s, I would make the argument.
Could you imagine if you had gotten together and stayed with that person that was in your life at 14?
Wild.
Terrifying.
I know there's some
Absolutely
people.
terrifying.
Actually, there's someone who works down the hall here who's been with her husband for a long time, and she's fairly young, and they seem super happy. And I think that's kind of cute if it works.
I think things work if you decide that they're going to work. Like, that's just the thing. Like, sure, she predicted that this guy was going to be her husband, or she decided that she was going to marry that guy. She buckled down. She learned him. She figured out what he likes. She figured out specifically what it was going to take for this guy to want to marry her specifically. And she did those things. And that's like, there's an argument to be made for it. I worry about it since she was so young
Well,
that
19
like
is young.
she
Jeez.
has like perhaps molded her identity for this guy. That's the red flag that sets off in my mind. But like,
It's not even the guy for me, it's the moment.
Yeah.
I feel like she built this up so that she could go and be at the wedding and be like, "Oh my God, I felt this way early and I just knew and it's a thing. And
Ugh.
here's my video that I made 5 years ago."
and I will say that's a thing that I, in my experience, have seen a lot of women, including myself and my friends, do is like, we do that thing where like, oh no, I'm going to say this in the moment because I also know that if I say it right now, it's going to be cute down the road. But it's like, that's a very idealized version of the world instead of the actual one.
I'm good with speaking things into existence, but this seems very forced almost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I've had friends be like, "Oh no, I don't think he's gonna propose to me," and it's like, okay, but you also have been under the impression that he is in fact going to propose, and you're saying this on purpose so that after the proposal you can go, "I was so surprised," and that's fine to set yourself up like that, but also a little self-awareness, which you physically cannot have at 14 and certainly not at 19. Your frontal lobe is literally not developed enough for it. I don't know if you're really taking reality into consideration or if you're just like deciding something.
No, because I hope it goes well, but I also have this feeling that the world's going to come crashing at them at a very hasty mid-20s. Once you get out of college or whatever.
Yeah,
they're
once
gonna
she
do,
gets the
and
marriage, was she not have anything to work for anymore? You know what I mean? Like her whole
That's the
thing
goal.
maybe was like this, getting him and finding him and keeping him happy and all this stuff. And then now she got it,
And she never
Right.
had a chance to
and
find
she hits
herself.
20. She can't even drink yet.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
You hope in theory that after she does that, then she's like, okay, I'm married. Now I can focus on myself and like because I achieved this one goal. But I would also argue that you shouldn't be making marriage a goal.
But now, at this point, she's backtracking now.
Mm.
She spent 5 years. I almost said trapping, and I feel like that's a bad way to put it, but it
No.
feels like that's exactly what she did in this situation because that's what she wanted as a goal for
Yeah.
her future. And instead, she could have been figuring out who she was, which still takes a lot of us a lot of time. I'm still figuring shit out today.
Fuck yeah.
seriously.
I think that you never fully figure yourself out. You're supposed to be a learning and
Yes.
evolving human being.
You're
All
doing
of
it right.
that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, she's behind the curve because she, in what I would have imagined, created this person that was going to be appeasing to that
Yeah.
dude. So
Right.
yeah,
And also, again, like I think it's misguided to look at marriage as a goal for relationships. It's one thing if you are, as a person, have decided that that is the setup that you want and you want to work towards that, and like that's all well and good. But also, marriage doesn't necessarily work for everyone, and like it's not. In fact, it's not a thing that works, I think, for most people. We have divorce rates like really, really high. You have to know yourself well enough to know like this is a setup that works for me.
50%, I think.
Yeah, instead of just being like, oh yeah, this is like the natural next step in a relationship. Is it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Is it in this relationship for like, is this going to be like a forever thing? Or like, are you going to be a totally fucking different person in 10 years, and then she's going to be...
Probably.
Because in 10 years, she'll be 29. And think of how different you were at 29
Crazy.
from
Oh, man.
19.
I was insane at 19. I wasn't even a real person.
And then how much different were
Been
you
in jail.
at 39 from 29?
Light years.
Right.
Light years.
Exactly. And then you're going to assume that one person is going to adapt to all those different versions of you and be like compatible
It's a tough
there.
gig.
You have to accept that there's going to be change and that there's going to be distance from each other and to each other as the relationship ebbs and flows. I don't know a single 19-year-old that has that maturity.
Yeah, it's true.
I just don't. But also, who the fuck am I? You know? So
We're all just spinning on a rock out here, flying through space.
Maybe we just fucked up and we don't know how to do relationships. People in entertainment not knowing how to relationship.
Wait, you
Oh,
don't
never
say.
that. Never that.
Yikes.
You know? Declassified CIA report claims aliens turned Russian soldiers to stone.
Awesome. It's kind of cool.
What?
It seems a little unoriginal.
Yeah, it does seem pretty.
Like that's
Somebody wrote that out of a 70s movie.
Oh, did they turn it to stone, or did you recently read something about Medusa? And
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
supernatural.
Oh man, I didn't even
creature.
track that. But
Yeah.
It's just like, why now?
No, it's from 1991. Okay, so it says, according to newly declassified CIA files, aliens have the power to turn human beings into stone. The files tell the story of a 250-page KGB report, which CIA got their hands on after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. The report contained, quote, photos, drawings, and multiple testimonials from eyewitnesses of the event, which happened during training exercises in Ukraine. Apparently, at one point, Soviet missiles were fired at an alien spacecraft, causing it to crash to the ground. Then 5 humanoid aliens exited the UFO, merged into a single object that acquired a spherical shape, grew much bigger, and exploded.
We're screwed.
And the
Voltron.
23 soldiers there to witness it were turned into stone poles. Wonder where they got the witnesses from. Reportedly, only 2 soldiers who were in the shade survived. Then again, it might have just been the vodka talking.
No, I'm not saying
In the
this is-
shade is a weird
All of it's weird.
little
It's
thing.
all, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not calling malarkey on this at all by any means, but come the fuck on.
A little bit malarkey.
Come on.
This is baloney.
baloney.
Oh, you're pulling my leg. I can tell. Yeah, all of it I have issues on. Let's get into why. First of all, just saying aliens can turn people to stone. We can't pretend in this very vast universe that there is one species of alien if aliens are out there.
I
You
agree.
know?
Yeah.
So that's already, we're not even talking about that. And then in the sun, so then the sun would be helping this theoretical stone turning? Are they calcifying them?
I
What's
think
the science?
The telling part of this is they turned into stone poles.
Yeah.
Which is weird too.
So I think they're trying to explain an origin of something
Yeah.
that's in Russia
Oh, yeah.
versus like, oh, okay, there's a stone figure. Or like if they were saying there's terracotta Russian men in a field somewhere,
Yeah.
like yes, I'll bite.
I was picturing them
aliens.
like into rock, and then the rocks just sort of crumble.
Right. Wouldn't they still have these stones around?
There'd be a photo somewhere.
There's Jeff.
Supposedly there are photos. Oh, and it's blocked. Refresh. Okay. So
They
that,
really got
that page
stoned.
is blocked. Let me see. Here we go. Do we have any of the photos of it? Okay. Here's the picture of the report.
Mm-hmm.
And that's weight loss ads.
Of course.
Hey, yeah, we don't have any. Okay, so there are photos. They just are conveniently not included in the report. Okay,
Got to be real.
you know,
I believe it.
if Tom DeLonge says it, it must be true. Bloopers! Bloopers.